just wanted you to be in a room with effectively inspired me to do Poitin Now. I think it's the most amazing category. It's some sort of a renaissance. Something is happening in the last few years where the likes of Dave, Porrig and Brendan are just producing this world-class spirit that stands on its own. It's not a poor cousin to any other spirit. It's just this delicious, incredible spirit. And I just wanted to get you in a room with them and just hear a little bit about their story and where they're at, where they think it's going. And then we'll get you back into the bar for the last 15 minutes or so to enjoy some more of their distillate. Shocking important. As I said earlier on when the lads spoke, when I tasted Bone when it came out, and I was really, really impressed with this. It was a totally unique spirit to what I was used to drinking, which is largely whiskey. And then Porry came along with his release, and they went, for fuck's sake, this is fantastic. Why aren't we on the rooftop screaming about Poitin? Why are we ignoring it? That sort of old Irish embarrassment or whatever it was. And then Brendan came out with Kuiga, and I said to my partner Bernie, who's the lovely, very efficient lady, looking out the door inside, I said, this is fucking ridiculous, we have to do something about this. Then COVID and stuff and life came along. But here we are now, all of us together in the one space. I'm passionate about Poitin. I just love this category. I think it's the most iconic, not even iconic, it's in our DNA, it's Ireland, it's everything that we are. And these three lads, as well as being the front cover of the next Vogue magazine.
I went too far.
I'm really sorry, as I say to my business partner frequently, you need to get your eyes checked. From my perspective.
There will be a calendar.
The two guys.
I assume it'll be charity one.
Let's be charitable.
These three lads are the reason we're here today, and the incredible producers in next door. And it's only a matter of time before Poitin gets its place at the table where it deserves to be. But so it started with Bowen, went to Mickle, went to Cologne, and just the evolution is incredible. Dave, you've been involved in the industry, the Poitin industry, if you like. Industry, it sounds very big. The Poitin category for 10 and a half years, 11 years. What's your experience of it so far?
Yeah, it's been a tough old slog to get to where we are, you know, and it feels like Brendan called it this year, the year of the Poitin, and I didn't share the vision, but he nailed it. You know, this has been the biggest year for Poitin, but it feels like everything's happened very quick. But if you jump that back to 10 and a half years ago, you know, there was nobody talking about this category. There was nobody out there. There was a few brands that they didn't answer the emails, they didn't answer the phone, websites that looked like teletext. It was really a lot of paddywhackery, you know. So when we did Shebeen in London, that was Paddy's Day 2012. We opened that bar, and Louis, who did it with me, is actually over from Paris. He's doing the bar for us tonight next door. But he only reminded me yesterday, you know, that we'd work 5 nights a week, and then the other 2 nights we'd be out in other bars talking about Poitin, you know. But we were in London, we were in the cocktail scene, and some people told us, get out, you know, and there was no interest. They were laughing at us, but other people, they took it without any misconceptions or negativities that we share in Ireland, and this embarrassment you talk of, you know. But it just took years, and you know, the first 5 years was week to week, getting it out. Shebeen was a good success and a good shop window for the category. But I suppose it was when Porrig came along then in 2015. I'd done Bawn, obviously. But Porrig coming along in 2015, there was a few other brands, and I think Porrig gave us this authenticity to the category that hadn't existed, you know. And my brand was always, you know, we were always honest in that I was a bartender. This is why I made the liquid, and I worked with Ecklinville, and you know, this is why we did what we did. But I wasn't that 6th generation distiller. A lot of the other brands were pretending they were Porrig, pretending they had that story. But when that came out, it just gave this credibility to the category of this is real, this culture is real. 6 generations, a phenomenal story. But we needed an ambassador like this to really make people believe what we were saying, you know.
Yeah.
Thanks a million, Dave. Very humbling to hear from someone who's you know, grafted it out, you know, for so many years. to have such belief in our brand as well and our story. But in terms of the question, which is what's it been like, from the get-go, very challenging, I suppose, at the start. But genuinely, despite all the months and years of hard graft and kind of I wouldn't say hard selling, it's how to put it. It is deflating, like when you go into accounts and it's like, what are we going to do with this? And that's kind of the mild side of it. You could get stuff like fuck off, as in like you're having a laugh here, like Poitin, that stuff is illegal, all these kind of really basic questions, to a more kind of I think rational kind of thought of hey, how do we serve this? So that's a more kind of open kind of question, like and it's not dismissive of the category, but you got the people who are dismissive from the get-go about the category, to those who are curious, to actually genuinely interested in terms of how do we actually develop this. But the anyway, I suppose a long story short is, over the past I think 3, 4, 5 years, we've been collectively all the producers in the category, we've been working towards building this credibility that yes, in fact, Poitin is a category, it's not illegal. These are serves that you can actually use, with Poitin. And one of the serves, I think, which has been incredibly influential, is the Belfast coffee. And I think these milestones have been incredibly important, for the category. The other significant milestone, I would say, would be the opening of Bar 1661. Absolutely, I think it genuinely deserves a round of applause. But the other thing I would say about that, and the reason I say it was a significant milestone, is because in Ireland, we didn't have a Poitin bar up until then. So the trickle out, the effect to the wider industry is, hey, not only is this bar in existence, but you know what? It actually won every single award that could have been won under the sun when it came to making high quality cocktails, in terms of delivering a really incredibly high experience. I mean, for God's sake, like, they won the best Jacks in Dublin, like, I'm right, yeah? Okay. So execution in terms of the attention to detail was there. And I think if the attention to detail isn't there, then unfortunately, let's be honest about it, I've seen this. I thought I had attention to detail, and then, you meet other people like my business partner, and it's like, okay, there's a different level here, and, you've achieved that there, in Bar 1661. So those milestones have been critical for the category, and what I see anyway is that we're standing on a very firm foundation of authenticity, high quality products, and a way of showcasing the product and the category in this way, which is people tasting and drinking the products.
Thanks, Paul. Very good. Brendan?
Where do I start? A lot has been said. I remember a number of years ago coming out of one of the first Whiskey Lives. Whiskey Live was a one-day event, one show, one-day event. No one hears much crack as this, but it just shows you a long-established category. And the after party for a lot of people wasn't the Palace Bar, but for a few of us, it was going to Dave's pop-up bar. And it was a Poitin bar, a pop-up bar. And I remember falling out of the place that night. And now...
Do you actually remember? Sorry.
It was nasty, but I remember it. And then, now look at it, we've got this glorious... And it's the pinnacle of Poitin making, and the pinnacle of cocktail making throughout the whole of the country. And everybody knows in all the different cities, that's where the best stuff's made, that's where the best cocktails are made. And it's made from Poitin, And so it's brilliant that all these people are here today, and all these Poitin makers are here today. And I suppose this conversation is meant to be about where we've come from and where we're going to, and sort of those ideas. And it's by putting our best foot forward and giving it 100%. And that's what we're doing, and that's why our brands have been so successful. And we've been acting as brand ambassadors for the country as well, believe it or not. Every time we go abroad and go to America, or we go anywhere else and try to promote our Poitin. So it's, where do we go from here? And we need quality product. And we're only now at this critical point now at the end of this year, where we have enough producers making enough quality stuff, and they also have enough quality stuff in the pipeline. Be it the drink you have in your hands right now, the cans, or if it's, mixed drinks or whatever. Like, it's coming, and poaching's now here to stay, and there's such quality there. And I think all of you guys here, you're already, you've already woken up to the category, but because you enjoy it, do your own wee bit as well. Chat to more folks like you're doing, and get more family and friends on board, more restaurants on board, more cocktails on board, and Dave knows cocktails is the way to go with it. We all drink it neat as well, but I think cocktails is the way to go. So.
Cocktails is definitely for the masses, and like what Brendan said, calling that in your local bar and asking them why they don't use the product, that's the big help the category needs. Like you said, the ambassadors are there and the people are doing the work, and the quality has come up so much in the 10 years I've been in it. Like, we were clutching at straws with the first couple of weeks in Shabeen, and the quality wasn't there, but now we really have it across the board. And I was just saying to Pork trying his 2 drinks off the list, people always try and mix poaching like a whiskey, whereas Pork's is tequila all day, and mine's like a white rum. Like, it's like, we need to move away from that, it's a white whiskey. It's not. It's its own thing. It's poaching. It doesn't relate to whiskey. It hasn't touched the barrel for the most part, So just getting bartenders to think different and contemporary serves and changes people's perceptions of what the spirit is and what it can be,
Yeah. And I think the cocktails and, the little and green cans and the ginger honey from off the cuff like Gorilla, they lead people back to the pure spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're a great entry in, and then you kind of go, well, what is the base of this thing, And then you get to taste the shot of heritage or a Bone or the Cologne, and you kind of go, wow, just as the spirit, this is spectacular. Like, I'm looking at the 3 of you there, and I'm going, fair fucking play to you.
Likewise, yeah.
And it's been amazing, the amount of work that's sort of gone to lead us to this day where a show like this is actually possible, because it's actually something to promote.
Something to talk about, yeah.
Taste this stuff, it's incredible.
Yes.
It's not some crap that was thrown into a bottle and called poaching for the sake of making a few quid. This is, there's passion, there's just pure passion here.
It's the same as yourself. It's the opposite. It's working for passion, because it's not chasing the pound or the euro or the pound an hour.
All the above.
But obviously, we really give a shit about it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it. Like, you don't represent any brand. You've no skin in the game, and you're all hell for leather going for this event today. That's what exists here. There's passion for this category. You know what I mean? Because people know that it lies deep within our bones. What we mentioned earlier, look, we have a shared culinary history with Scotland, which is Scotch whiskey and Irish whiskey. It's whiskey. It's the same sort of stuff, because you've got bourbon and then you've got our whiskies, which are very similar. Poaching is unique to Ireland. It's our only unique culinary thing that we have. Like, it should be an ESCO product.
Spice bag, what are you talking
Exactly. There you go. But it's something that we should all just aspire to.
Yeah.
Be really, really proud of.
Yeah, and just speaking of pride and everything, we are incredibly proud of Poitin. It's worth mentioning as well, just on the whiskey note, that we did in fact invent whiskey here in Ireland. So just worth mentioning it, So we invented both of them, right? Just to be clear, and again, we don't like kind of embellishing it or emphasizing it, but yeah, we're all aware of the facts now, right? Okay.
Folks, you're part of this story as much as Brendan, Corey, and Dave are. It's a story, it's our culture, it's who we are, it's Ireland, it's Irishness. I'm so happy that you've turned up today. I tip my hat to you. Fair play for getting in. It's the first event we've done. Fair play for coming along, fair play for supporting. And you're walking away having tasted some of the finest spirits you're ever going to taste. So do spread the word, and thank you so much for showing up today and for supporting these lads and the rest of the producers. It's incredible. For me, it's a real humbling experience to be part of this, a bit player in what these people are doing. It's brilliant.
You brought it all together.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, and we are going to throw you out of the bar in about 15 minutes.
Guys, we're having a bit of a party in the bar tonight, not our usual service. We've got the Sun Tavern over from London, who is the other Poitin bar. They've been flying the flag since 2015. Candelaria from Paris, one of the best cocktail bars in the world. But Louis, who's their head bartender, started Shabeen with me, started this whole project. Believe it or not, the the best poitin bartender in the world, was born in Champagne, and his family makes champagne, but he preferred poitin, so he went down that route, you know. But we're going to get everybody out. If you want to go get some food, everybody's welcome later on. Bar's open from 6, limited menu. The boys are going to have some fun. So please come back and join us if you want a few more drinks. Yeah. Well done, mate. Well done.
Cheers. Thanks a million for organising it all.
I know, thanks.
You've done a great job.
Thanks for producing what you're producing.
Not at all, not at all. Well, look, you know, we're doing our best.